The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25. To the 26-yard line.
Let's go. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready. Watch data. Silver.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
It's just me and you. Alert. 55. Right there.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And connecting here with DJ Sharp. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the... The 45-yard line.
Let's go. That's good for a Seahawks. First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Right there. 54 Mike. 3 bud.
On first down, Carson. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check. Watch 54.
I smell fear in that offense.
Go 14. Run left. Good job right there.
Hey, watch that.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
55. Check. 55. Mike. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. Delta. Mike 54.
Ain't no such thing as a loss.
One left. Right there. 54. Right there.
Now Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Go down.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Night, sweetheart.
Second and 10 now. Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers. Now, on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
On third down, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Mike spot four.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
Focus, defense, focus.
Hey, easy. Check.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Again on second and 10, it's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
On third down, Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Josh Jones in on the stop.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Hey. 4 down. 2. Where's your hard?
Mike 35.
2nd and 5 now. Cousins. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this this one home. It's a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Let's go, B. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup. Second and 4.
On 2nd down and 4. Wilson. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but there, first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's caught, block it. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Bring out, bam. It's going to be a long day.
Now Wilson on 3rd down. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Go.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? To throw is Wilson. Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson, and he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 32. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, If your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A quick throw complete to Chark. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
To throw on third down, Wilson. The open man is Chark. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 22.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Again, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I'm going back to you.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Third and short yardage. Cousins going deep for Diggs. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would say.
And my goodness, another interception. Snags it for the pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Check.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be hit.
And he's going to go down again. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense, and they're going to go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Good job right there. Crunch time, defense.
Good, 4 down.
Now Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Three down.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10. Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 41. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it second and 8. Jordan Lucas there on the stop.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. We got 4. Slam.
Again, it's Cook. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's first and 10 at the 14. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Check the out. Check the hot.
They run it again with Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7th. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be third and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
57. Don't get nervous.
They'll try to run with Madison. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Nice hit, boy.
So it'll be second and goal when we return. We played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will get him one closer. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball to make a big play. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Check, check. Lucky.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Wilson going to throw again. That one complete. He finds Sharp. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson, 41 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jadeveon Clowney, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
3rd and 13.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Mike's by 4. Quit talking about it and bring it.
On 1st down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Big stop, D. Let's go. 55 is my guy, 55. Watch this. Listen. Check.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
I'm coming after you.
Now it's Carson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Mike 54.
You must be dreaming.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
On third down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down. Now Cousins on fourth down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney and the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run again with Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever